Hello, hello, and welcome to another How to OU at USU. Cool. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So today we will be continuing our exploration of how to create page layouts. In this video, we'll go over how to create what I call a feed layout, using just snippets. I'll show you what that looks like. So by a feed layout, this would be our wireframe. I'm talking about something where you have something that's taking up, maybe a third of the columns on the left, and then something to the right of that takes up the other 66% of the width, and then just kind of repeats over and over. This would be good for, I don't know, maybe if you had like some kind of research that you wanted to show off, or maybe for like a directory page or something where you had like people working in your lab or in your student club or whatever, and you wanted to give a little bio or something. In fact, I kind of like that idea. Let's go with that. So yeah, let's learn how to do that using snippets. So I've already logged into OU Campus. I'll go to my snippets and I'll create a new page. And I'll call this left align feed. Left align feed. Normally, you should definitely set up a page title and a page description. Not the focus of this video, so we'll skip those details. We will only need the file name, so that way we'll have a URL. So we'll create that. Cool. Again, we get our lovely quality control check saying, hey, add a title and a meta description, and you can do that up in the page properties right there. Those are the same exact things that the editor was telling us to add a minute ago. That's where you do that. Add those if this is real. This is just an example. So let's jump in. We go into our green edit button, source code, clear that out. We don't need that. And we're gonna learn how to do this using snippets, right? Okay, cool. So we'll click our greens or puzzle piece looking snippets thing, and we'll use a 2 column. We'll use this 4 and then 8. No, I lied. No, maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll click that. Yeah, that looks exactly like what we need, right? Something that takes up. That is named terribly and atrociously. This is not taking up 2/3. It's taking up 1/3, and this one's taking up 2/3. Report that to your local web team, 78551. I'll give them a shout out and let them know too that they done that wrong, or at least in a way that's confusing. But we don't need to be confused by it because we are smart and we'll test things out for ourselves. We'll figure out what we need. Cool. Let's also quickly add 1 column. I don't know, say you have some kind of header or something at the very top that didn't get included in this wireframe but should have been. So yeah, we'll call this, let's see, let's click our show blocks. Okay. You should always start with the layout, make the whole layout, then start worrying about the content. I got excited and tried to worry about the content first. So let's start one more time. Insert snippet. We'll use a first column. That'll be our header. Then we'll go ahead and add another one, and we'll add the one with the confusing headings that looks like this. And then we'll add 2 more. So insert snippet, 2 column, 4, 8. And oh shoot, it's being complicated. Oh no, what do we do? Well, let's go to our source code. Push enter. Then we're going to use a magic trick. We're going to type in a greater than, or no, that's a less than, sorry. Less than, and then a P, and then a greater than. And then we're going to type in, I don't know, a couple asterisks. And then we will type in another less than / P, and then a less than bracket. That's a greater than bracket. Okay, so apparently I still don't understand less than and greater than. Whatever. You don't need to for this. But just add that real quick. I'll add some spaces right at the end of it, so that way I'm in that little tag, and then I'll go into insert snippet, and I'll add another, and I'll do that again. So that way I get my 3 that I need. Again, it tried to do that thing where it puts everything in that one column, Control Z. Just be like, exasperated with the editor, right? Let's try, I just pushed the down arrow and now you can see I'm in that very bottom most part of the page. This is why you should start with your layouts before trying to tweak the contents, because sometimes the layouts will do funky things and then it gets annoying and confusing. So there we go. And it looks like we have that space right there. I don't want that space. I'm going to delete that real quick. Cool. I have what I want. This is going to be Turtle Club. The Turtle Club. And then we'll go ahead and add our members, or maybe it's the Turtle Research Lab or something. Whatever your use case is. Could add a photo or something if you wanted. I don't need that paragraph. I'm just going to delete that. This is the first header, so it should be an H1. So I'll go ahead and get that changed. Nice. And then this will be, I'm going to push Shift Enter, another tag. I'm going to put a picture right above this, so right in here. I'll add a space, delete a bunch of stuff, and then I'll add another space just so I have a little bit of room. I have that tag. Go into my Insert Edit Image, and I'll pick on one of my turtle friends, just because I have so many pictures of turtles saved to this website. And then I'll just go ahead and do that. I still need to add alt text. I need to describe this. So this is a turtle, yellow-headed turtle, yellow-headed turtle. Turtle. There was no yellow Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, was there? So, yeah. All right, and then I'll click it and I'll change the tag that this is in from an H2 to a div. Oh, maybe not. All right, well, I'll try and change it to a paragraph. That'll work. So we'll just keep it in a paragraph. Then this is, it's not really fair to call him like Raphael or Michelangelo. He's yellow. We'll just call him Yellow. Yellow. And that's his name. Or her name. That's its name. And we'll go ahead and give that a heading of H2. We want to use an H2 because we've used an H1. Still, that looks kind of big and wonky, right? So I can make that look like it's a little bit smaller. So there I tried to delete that paragraph, but I wasn't careful enough, right? So I'm going to be very careful. And I'm going to add a space. And then I'm going to backspace out of that. I'm going to go into my source code, find yellow. Nice. That's their name. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of CSS just on my own. You can learn how to do this, and if not, you can memorize what I'm doing right now. I just add this thing called an attribute of the word class. I just type class, then equals, and then double quote, and then I go inside those double quotes. And I want this H2 to look like an H4, so I'm going to type in an H4, and I want it to be bold, so I'm going to type in font weight bold, separated by hyphens. Then I'll click OK, and that'll make the name look a little bit smaller, but keep it as an H2 tag. Why do you want to do that? Accessibility. Screen readers take advantage of the heading tags to help people that are either visually impaired or just otherwise using a screen reader figure out what's on the page a little bit faster. The same way a regular, well, not even a regular, just the same way anybody goes to a page and you glance through the thing, right? And you can kind of see where the stuff is quickly. You can do that because of properly nested headers and stuff. That gives screen readers that same semantic information about, hey, no, this header is after the H1. And so that way people can still tell what's going on. So does that make sense? I hope so. Accessibility is really interesting. And something that we should very much do. This would be Yellow's description. So I'm just going to go ahead and be very careful not to delete too much. I'm going to add a space at the end, and then I'm going to say Yellow was never a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Teenage Mutant. I can't even spell mutant today. I don't know. Mutant Ninja. Can I spell ninja? Turtle. He was never that edgy. Was never that edgy. And you could, you know, do the thing. I'm going to quickly look up how to spell mutant. Mutant. Here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then I'll, paste that in. Cool. And then, you know, that concludes Yellows. And then I'll just go on to this next one. So I will, again, I want their names to be underneath. So I'll create a tag for their names. I'll delete the extra tag that I don't need. So I have a paragraph tag for the name. This will be Leonardo. And I'll add Leo's picture up here real quick. And then this was Leonardo. And we'll say that that's Leonardo. So we'll go ahead and add Leonardo. Cool. I'll delete the stuff right above. Now this is still an H2 tag. So kind of going back to that thing about accessibility. Header tags are really useful for screen readers to know what's going on a page and communicate that information. So we do need to change the tag. We'll select the image and we'll change it from a header to a paragraph. Now ideally we would change it to a div, but when we do that the editor gets mad at us, and so we'll undo that real quick. We'll just have to use a paragraph tag for now. And again, we want that to be a header. We want to follow proper header semantics. So we'll say it's an H2. And again, doesn't quite look the same. It doesn't look very correct. I'm going to copy it to my clipboard by highlighting it, Control-C. Go into my source code. I don't know why I highlighted it, but I did. I was thinking you could look for it. You can't. I'll go to where I see the word Leonardo. Go right by that H2 in the angle brackets. And then I will add a space and again type in class equals double quote, and I'll go inside the double quotes and I'll type in what I did before, which was H4 font weight bold, right? Just type that in there and then that'll match what we have up here. And I'll click OK, and then you can see we have the proper heading semantics. The H1 is followed by H2s. But it looks the way we want it to look. So I get rid of this header real quick, change this back to a paragraph tag, and then, you know, we'll add our description of Leo, which is Leo used katanas in his fights against Shredder. I don't know. It has been ages since I've seen this show. Just turtles. Cool. And then we'll just do that one last time. So again, we will just clear that out. We'll do it very slowly and carefully. Go into our final image and sea turtle. And then, see, if I tried to insert the image without any sort of descriptive text, it throws a nice error to remind me. And then I'll just go ahead and say sea turtle, because this is sea turtle. That's also useful for screen readers to know what the page is about and what's going on. Go ahead and insert that, and then I'll look very closely. I can see that the tag is still in H2. Change that to a paragraph tag. I'll come down to this paragraph tag, delete that lorem ipsum. This is sea turtle. And we will change that to an H2. Needs to be an H2 because it follows an H1, and these are all of equal importance. So, headers are to illustrate a hierarchy, and where yellow, Leonardo, and sea turtle are all at the same level, then it makes sense for that. Now, if there was something like you were the lead at the research or something, maybe you would have, name of the research group, so turtle research group, and then say yellow's the faculty over that. That might be an H2, and then there might be, there might be like an H2 for PI or faculty or whatever, and then some H3s for, the students or the people, or even the faculty member would maybe be at that H3 level. So you'd have maybe like turtle research group, an H2 that says faculty involved, and then an H3 for yellow because that's one of the faculty, and then an H3 for Leonardo, and then an H3 for sea turtle, and then you would go on to maybe your graduate students, and then that would also be an H2 for graduate students, and then H3s for the other ones. Just that way you illustrate that hierarchical meaning with your headers. So we've made that an H2. Let's go into our source code. We want to still follow that same design, so we'll go to that H2, so we see it says sea turtle. We'll go inside of that tag, space, class equals, double quote, go inside the double quotes, H4, and font weight bold. And then we'll click OK. Nice, and then we'll go ahead and delete that. Change that back to a paragraph tag, and we will very carefully delete the lorem ipsum and be like, sea turtle has never been on land. I don't know. This sea turtle has never been on land. Prefers to drift wherever the waves take him. Man, totally gnarly. Finding Nemo, that was funny. Prefers to drift with the tides. There we go. Once we've kind of gotten everything done, we'll save that up, and we can see, hey, we have Turtle Club, and yeah. So I'm not loving the spacing on this, right? Because it looks like yellow is here, and that kind of makes more sense with its shell and stuff. Maybe it would make more sense to move the headers under or above the paragraphs, maybe. So here, let's try that real quick. We'll turn on our show blocks, and we will push Shift Enter, and we'll go to the front of that, push Shift Enter, and then we'll cut that, and then we'll paste that. And then again, we just lost all of our heading and all that stuff, so we'll have to re-add that. So we'll again, H2, go into our source code, and then add that class equals, double quote, H4 space font weight bold, and we'll type bold correctly, and then it'll look the same, and save that. Yeah, that looks way better. It makes more sense because now we know, hey, this is yellow. Then you would just go ahead and do that for your other ones. So that is how to create a left-aligned feed using snippets in OU campus at Utah State University. Let's once you're done, you would have a proper title and meta description. You'd publish that, and then we'll grab the slug of the URL, and then we'll go to the actual page, which has been published, so we can see it now, and then you'd be set. So hopefully that has been helpful. Thanks. Bye.